Well, good afternoon, guys. I appreciate everybody coming out. I'm sorry about the change in time for this one. As Matt said, we'll go at 1 o'clock. I had to do my civic duty and spend some time with the good people over the Chesapeake Rotary. But this format definitely makes it much easier for us, myself and the student athletes, to be able to get here. So hopefully we can keep this format going. But it's been a tremendous offseason. Our offseason started in January when the guys returned from Christmas break, and it's something that culminated last week when school started. But it's been a great effort by our guys. They've worked. They've done everything that we've asked them to do to this point. They've improved. As stated, we've still only got 6 scholarship seniors, but it's a team that is battle tested. A lot of these guys have been in football games and have seen MEAC play and seen non-conference play. So hopefully, some of the mistakes that we've made in the past, we're better for now because we're a little bit more mature. As Matt said, I have senior defensive lineman Chris Lee, and I have Tripp Harrington here with me. We decided as a staff to name Tripp the starting quarterback for the Virginia State football game on Saturday. Tripp's had a tremendous preseason. It was in a great quarterback competition with Juwan Carter and Tyree Givers-Wilson. There is still a great opportunity that you will see some of Juwan on Saturday and in coming weeks, but based on the decision that we've made as a staff, Tripp will be the starter going into game 1, and we have a ton of confidence in him and his abilities, and we look forward to seeing him play. Virginia State, great football team, a great football program the last 4 or 5 years. Guys have averaged 8 or 9 wins, and coming off a 9-2 season, Coach Barlow's got a good football team. He's got one of the best football players in college football, not just Division II in Trenton Cannon, and a host of other good football players. And we'll have to play very well on Saturday to win the football game. But we welcome the challenge, and we look forward to hopefully the weather holding up and filling up Dick Price Stadium.
Floor for questions for Coach or players.
Tripp, just what do you think, from your perspective, was the thing that pushed you over the top for the starting job?
I think just the team, how they accepted me, how when I came in January they just accepted me. I worked hard. They helped me just get into the offense and everything like that.
Coach, do you have a plan as far as a rotation, or is it a momentum type of thing?
Well, Tripp's going to start the game, and we think we're going to play Juwan, somewhere early in the game, and obviously we'll see how it goes from there. But I think the positive is that Norfolk State hadn't had an issue in a long time where we have 2 quarterbacks we feel comfortable playing. But as I said, Tripp's the starter. He's the leader of the team. Juwan can come in and give us a change of pace, but as he said, he's worked his tail off, and he's got a grasp of the offense, and he's our starter.
In your mind, what do you think separated Tripp from the pack?
I think just a little bit more maturity. He played a year in prep school. He was here for a semester, so he knows more about the ins and outs of the offense and knows more of what we do. Pooty battled the entire summer, but you could see him kind of, when classes started and when other things started happening on campus, he took a step back, and because Tripp was a little bit more mature in that area, he was able to kind of, put his foot on the gas and finish the race. But as I said, we have total confidence in both of them.
Tripp, what's the relationship been like between you, Tyree, and Pooty?
We're all like brothers. Like we do everything together. We go to lunch, play video games, all that. So we're pretty cool. No bad blood between us.
With you all being so young at the quarterback position, how have you guys kind of, or who have you looked to for veteran leadership or mentorship? I know that you guys have to go through your growing pains throughout the season, but throughout this off season, who have you looked to for like veteran mentorship?
Mostly the offense. Everybody on the offense, they've been helping me trying to groom me into the starter, I guess. Tyree helped me a lot too in the springtime, and then he just catapulted me up. So.
Coach, how much easier is it for you? Because like Hampton, they go on the road to Ohio. That's a long road trip for them. But for you guys to open up at home, how much easier is it for you to kind of transition into a game week?
It's great because obviously, like you said, you don't have to pack your stuff up and go. To have the ability to play at home and to have the ability to play in the state as much as possible, is going to be great for us the first month, and we've set our schedule that way the last couple of years. But to be able to play at home, to be able to play in front of our fans while there's a buzz and there's an excitement, around, I think it gives us a great advantage. And we'd much rather play here than anywhere else.
Chris, how do you feel that the defensive unit has gelled over the offseason, and where do you think you guys are headed into Saturday? Do you feel that you are where you need to be, or do you think it will be kind of going through the motions of the game and you'll figure it all out there?
Oh, no, we're never going to go through the motions. We're going to come out and hit the ground running. You know, we got to come out with an aggressive mentality and keep everything going. I'm really excited for Saturday. You know, it really will make or break our season because it starts with game 1.
Coach, did you have a feeling that you kind of use multiple quarterbacks, or is that something that's materialized the last couple weeks?
I've never done it before, but I think the difference is we have two young men that are very similar. You know, neither of them is a pocket passer. Neither of them is a run-only quarterback. You know, we have two young men that are mobile enough to get themselves out of trouble, but good enough to beat you with their arm. And I think at any point during any season, you're going to play more than one quarterback unless you're just extremely lucky. So the fact that we have two, we want to get both of them ready so that if something were to happen to the other one, that the other one can step in and play. And I don't want to negate Tyree Givers-Wilson's talent in this conversation either, because Tyree, he battled his tail off. You know, he just got in a situation where he finished number 3, but he could have very, very easily finished number 2 or very easily finished number 1. And, going back to the question about Tripp, in today's society, you don't really have 3 kids that are in competition with each other that still spend time with each other and speak to each other and help each other. So that says a lot about those 3 young men. So it's been a great job by our staff, recruiting these guys, and we're very fortunate to be in this situation here at Norfolk State.
How mobile are your 2 quarterbacks that you're talking about? You mostly want them to beat teams with their arm and just run when necessary, or?
Yeah, we have running backs, for that, for the other part of it. But, it helps the offensive line, when things break down and a guy can get out of the way and scramble and do some things. But I think both guys are throw-first quarterbacks. And obviously, when you have athletic quarterbacks, sometimes you can get into some situations, as we did last year with Greg Hangerson. Sometimes we wish Greg would have thrown the ball when he ran it. But I think both of these guys are throw-first quarterbacks. But fortunately, they're athletic enough to where we can call runs for them, but they can also scramble and do things to keep the chains moving.
Chris, what's the attitude of the defense coming into the season? You guys have carried the water for the team in recent years. So with a revamped offense, a lot of youth, are you guys excited about the prospect of playing with a lead now more and be able to get up to the quarterback with that kind of circumstance?
I mean, I would say we're excited as a defense. Obviously, you got to make stops and let the offense score. So, we have, great confidence in our offense because we know they're going to put points on the board. It gives us a break. But, I mean, it never hurts to be out there playing, But, I mean, we're just, really excited for the offense because we know they're going to go out there and do what they have to do, and it's going to help us. So.
Last season, there were a couple of close games. Some of those you took home, some of those you didn't bring home. Just what did you learn from that experience playing in close games so much that, if that situation arises, which it probably will this season, you'll be prepared for that?
I'll just keep our foot on the pedal and keep moving because you never know, the play's not over. The game's not over to the final whistle, so we just got to keep moving and play aggressive, the whole time because you never know what's going to happen. Like, that's the biggest thing. You can't, be ready for, you can't be ready for what you don't expect. So you just got to get out there and play and,
Coach, my last question is, I know it's Wednesday, but is there any position battle still going on Saturday, or is everything set in stone?
I hope not, but nothing's ever set in stone. When we're a competitive football team, obviously we want to evaluate guys on a week-in, week-out basis. But what we tried to do as a staff was to set a roster, to set a starting lineup and go with that. But you will see multiple guys play at multiple positions. Obviously, you'll probably see more than one quarterback play. You'll see more than one running back play. We hope to play up to 6 wide receivers, 8 defensive linemen, so that we can keep people fresh. One of the things that we have done over the past 3 years in our recruiting process is we finally built some quality depth, and I think that'll pay dividends for us in some of those close games that we've lost. And the biggest thing that we've talked to our guys about, with those close games is hopefully, you're a little bit better at 20 than you were at 18 playing in those games. So you make a few less mistakes. I mean, we lost a 3-point game to the conference champion, with the ball in the red zone with the ability to score. So hopefully, a little bit more maturation, will help us win a football game like that.
Coach, what do you want the identity of this offense to be?
I wanted to be an efficient offense. I think, one of the things that we've had issues with in the past has been staying on schedule. It's very easy to call a play, on 1st and 10 or on 3rd and 3, but when it's 1st and 15 or 2nd and 12, things become a little bit more difficult. It gives the defense a little bit more of an advantage. I think that the main thing that we've tried to do throughout training camp is to be efficient, stay on schedule, and score when we have opportunities to score. We left so many points on the field last year in the red zone, kicking field goals when we should have gotten touchdowns, or missing field goals. Not that we've missed too many field goals, but just not cashing in when we had the opportunity to. So I think the thing that we've got to do in order to help our defense, is to be able to score points when we have the opportunity to, and be efficient. And Chris wants to play a ton of snaps, but the fewer amount of snaps that our defense plays, I think the better off we'll be.
What are your thoughts on playing the team you used to coach?
I really don't have many thoughts on it. It's a fun game. I think the game is bigger than the relationship. I spent, 18 months at Virginia State. They were 18 great months. I inherited a group of kids that believed in us, and they did everything that they could do to possibly win games. Coach Hunter, Director of Football Operations, won a championship with us there. So the great thing about it is that I'll get to see a ton of former players after the game, guys that I haven't seen since then. But I think there are about 6 or 8 guys left on the roster from when we were there, so we don't know those guys very, very well, in regards to who their players are or their personnel is. But at the end of the day, it's an opportunity for me to win a game with my team, and that's the most important thing. Where did the idea come and the inspiration for the #1 jersey? I think it came from 2 things. We've never had a #1 jersey. We've never had. I've never allowed any of my teams for one person to wear #1, because I think it's more of an individual kind of look at me type of thing. All the guys like to wear single digits. It's a cool thing. But I think what we decided to do as a staff, we came up with a solution to get our #1 jersey worn, and each week as a staff we'll select the person that will wear the #1 jersey, and we'll hand it out as it's kind of a trophy on Friday night in front of the team, and that person will wear that jersey that week. Obviously, with the offensive linemen, they wouldn't be able to wear a #1 jersey. The offensive line, if someone from the offensive line played well enough to win that honor for that week, those guys would have the opportunity to wear it during pregame. And it's just a reward. It's kind of meeting our guys halfway. No one's going to wear it for the whole season, because I don't know that there's anyone that could live up to being #1 week in and week out. But I think if we have a guy that has a tremendous game, it's an opportunity for us to reward him for doing so.
What did Nigel do?
Well, you just let the cat out of the bag here to these guys. So, so we got more leaks around this joint than anybody. But no. But anyway, I think Nigel's been a guy that has been tremendous for us a long way. Chris is going to be a game captain this week along with Marty Bishop, and we didn't name Nigel a game captain. And, Nigel is kind of the one that plays either beside or on the other side of Chris that, it gives Chris the ability to do a lot of things. I think people in the conference will see that he's one of the best pass rushers in the conference. He would be a 4 special team guy for us if we allowed him to be. He's a guy that brings juice and energy to practice every day. So, he's the guy that we just felt like would be the first one to wear it. And I think our team would definitely agree with us.
Last thing I want to ask Tripp, as fans get to know you and they see more of you play, what do you think will be that signature trademark play of yours where fans see it and be like, oh, that's a Tripp Harrington play?
A completion.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll just go out there, do my best, I guess, and they'll see me.
Tripp, how do you feel? I mean, it's the first time you're going to be coming out of the tunnel here at Dick Price Stadium. What's that feeling going to be like for you, putting on that green and gold?
It's going to be a surreal experience. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, obviously, but when the time comes, I'll be ready.